We're honoring the entire 2017 Hall of Fame class on NFL Network coming up here in just a little while in front of your induction, as well as Terrell Davis, who we've been campaigning for a long time, Kurt Warner, and the rest of the guys. What Eternal Red Zone is, LaDainian, is, we basically treat great moments. We take the original broadcast and we show them in the chronology of the game. If you scored a first quarter touchdown, we would show it early in the show. And if you scored a last-minute touchdown, it would be at the end of the program. But, for me to sit there and choose my favorite LaDainian Tomlinson plays is one thing. Let's go right to the source. Tell me, it could be one, it could be five. What is your favorite player? What are your favorite plays from your Hall of Fame career?
My favorite play actually came on it's an 8-yard run, I think it was 2005 maybe in New England, kind of early in the season, and it was a touchdown run, but to me, I displayed every single thing that you can display from the running back position: agility, vision, power, strength, elusiveness, the total package. That was my absolute favorite run of all time, and it was just an 8-yard run. But I'm going into the end zone, Dave, and I'm about 2 inches off the ground with a Patriot hanging off my back, and I'm dragging him 3 yards to the end zone. To me, that defined kind of the player I was. But my favorite play was a counter play, like a scissors play. We called it scissors, where you start one direction and you come back the opposite direction. And the reason why I like that, because I was able to do my thing on the perimeter. Most of the time when those defenders see me going one way, they all flow that way. And once I went back, it was nobody over there. So it was the corner I had to deal with and maybe a safety coming down. And when I see that,
so when it's time for 21 to get the football, you would say, let's go scissors.
Yeah, if they said, hey, what play you want to run here? I want to do scissors.
Tell me about the record-breaking run. Just remarkable it is. 31 touchdowns, and it's a 31 touchdowns. I don't know if you noticed, but you only got to play 16 games.
Yeah.
31. Talk about that record-breaking season, and in fact that moment when you get over the hump and get to 28.
Such a phenomenal season, but the way I look at it, it had to be, in order to score 30 touchdowns, 31 like I did, and by the way, the only man ever to do that, to eclipse 30 plus touchdowns, right? Mm-hmm. And so in order to do that, everything for one has to go right. That year, it was Phillip Rivers' first year starting. Drew Brees had moved on to the Saints, and so we were very conservative that first year with Phillip. So I had a lot of opportunities, and then there were 2-3 games where I had 4 touchdown games. Are you kidding me? If you get 4 touchdowns in one game, most guys do that, in a career.
Are you aware of that in the game? Are you thinking to yourself, I have 3 touchdowns?
Well, absolutely. You've been in the end zone 3-4 times. It becomes a thing where guys are saying, dude, you got 4 touchdowns, and so there's no question.
But are you, when you're in the huddle and they say, all right, we're handing this one to 21 here, when Phil says that to the gang, do you say, come on, I've had enough, guys. Come on.
No.
Phil, you run this one in. Give it to Low Neal here. They'll let him do it.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. And it's weird. On that record-breaking touchdown, I remember it was Marty Schottenheimer's favorite play, power, which is my second favorite. And, right before that, I didn't think we were going to get the record because we were running out of time. I had just scored a touchdown, and I needed one more touchdown. Well, the defense went out, and Sean Merriman caused a fumble on a 6-yard line. Ran back out there, and all my offensive linemen they're looking at me. And at first I didn't want to look at them. I knew what we were going to run the ball, and they said, "Hey, let's go get it right here." And I said, "Okay, let's go." And so play happens, and ironically, Lorenzo Neal has the most critical block on that play. He falls down. That's why I booked it to the outside. When he fell, I was going to go right inside of him. When he fell down, I just booked it to the corner and just beat everybody around the corner.
And then also, the other thing you have going for you, you were clean through your entire pro football career throwing touchdown pass or throwing complete passes, right?
I got one miss.
Wait. What's
that? I missed Antonio Gates on one. I remember like it was just
incomplete.
Incomplete. He was wide open, and he was right on the 10-yard line, and I led him too much. I just gave it too much air, and he couldn't run under it. And
Boy, that must
so
have
I
been
think
some bad ball to not
so,
let Antonio Gates.
yeah, I mean, I was, and the thing is, I was amped up. I knew the play was coming. We had worked on it all week, so I knew Coach was going to call it. And it's one of those things, Dave, like, at some point, the area of the field that it's going to be called, we got to that area, and I'm thinking in my mind, okay, this might be the halfback pass. And so Phillip comes in, halfback pass. And I'm like, oh, it's going to be open. And sure enough, Antonio is running wide open. And I'm running to the right. And I just try to lay it up like I usually do. I usually, can lay it up and perfectly. And I saw when it left my hand that he's not gonna get it. And that was the only incompletion.